Have you ever looked back on a moment in your life and thought, if only I had known better? Regret is a feeling that becomes more common as we grow older, not because we've made terrible choices, but because we gain wisdom with time. By the time most people reach their mid-70s or beyond, they've had decades of experience, and with that experience comes reflection. Now, here's what might surprise you. According to many conversations with older adults and patterns seen over and over again, there's one major regret that nearly 90% of people over 75 share. One thing they wish they could go back and change. One habit, one routine, one decision that seemed small at the time, but turned out to shape how they aged. And the good news, you can avoid it. That's what today's video is all about. We're going to walk through not only what that regret is, but also the 7 most powerful signs your body is giving you right now about how well you're aging, and what you can do to make sure your future is strong, vibrant, and filled with health, not regrets. So stick around until the end of this video, because you'll not only learn what to avoid, but also how to change course if you're already heading in the wrong direction. Trust me, your future self will thank you. And hey, real quick, if you care about living longer, feeling better, and staying independent as you age, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss our upcoming tips on healthy aging, longevity, and wellness, made just for people like you. Let's jump in. The one regret nearly everyone over 75 shares. So, what is it? Here it is, plain and simple. Most people over 75 regret neglecting their physical health when it still felt optional, not necessarily eating badly or skipping a few workouts here and there. Consistently putting off the things they knew were good for them. Walking more, stretching daily, getting proper sleep, staying socially engaged, doing balance exercises, managing stress, or even going for regular checkups. They didn't do these things when they could because they didn't feel urgent. I feel fine, they thought. I'll worry about that later. But then later came, and it was harder, slower, more painful, and sometimes too late. That's the regret, waiting too long to take small steps that could have kept them mobile, sharp, and strong. Now, let's dive into the 7 clearest signs your body is already giving you, signs that can either reassure you or help you make the right changes now. Sign 1, walking speed. It may sound simple, but your walking speed is a major predictor of how well you're aging and how long you'll live. Think of walking speed as a snapshot of your body's overall condition. When you walk, your legs, heart, lungs, brain, and muscles all work together. If your walking pace has slowed down significantly in recent years, especially if you're now in your 70s, it might mean your body is quietly losing strength. Let's take Joe and Frank as an example. Both are 75 years old. Joe still takes daily walks. He moves with ease, doesn't huff and puff going upstairs, and even enjoys hiking with his grandkids. Frank used to walk regularly, but slowly let it slip. Now he finds himself getting tired just walking around the block. His legs feel weak, his steps are less stable, and he's more afraid of falling. Joe didn't wait until walking felt difficult. He kept moving, and now his body is thanking him for it. If you've slowed down, it's not too late. Even short walks around your home or gentle exercises for your legs can help. The goal isn't to be fast, it's to keep your body in motion. Remember, motion is life. If you're still watching, go ahead and hit that like button. It tells us you're committed to staying active and healthy, and it helps us content reach more people who need it. Sign 2, grip strength. Most people don't think twice about their grip strength until one day they can't open a jar. But that moment can tell you a lot more than you think. A weakening grip isn't just annoying. It's one of the clearest signs that your muscles are shrinking, and it's a big red flag for future weakness or frailty. Why? Because grip strength is directly connected to your overall muscle health and nervous system. It's like a mirror for what's going on in the rest of your body. Let's look at Robert and Walter. Both are 78. Robert still has a strong handshake. He carries his groceries with ease, unscrews tight lids without thinking, and picks up his grandkids without hesitation. Walter, though, has been dropping things more often. He notices his hands get tired faster. That grip that once seemed strong is now fading. Doctors have studied this, and the data is clear. The weaker your grip, the more likely you are to experience falls, lose independence, or even have a shorter life expectancy. But the great thing about grip strength is that it's easy to improve. You don't need to lift heavy weights or join a gym. You can start right now, today, by squeezing a tennis ball, using a hand gripper, or even just carrying a basket instead of dragging a cart. It's not about being a bodybuilder. It's about keeping your independence. If you want to be the person who still opens jars at 90, start working on your grip now. This is something your future self will thank you for. Sign 3, balance. If you've ever felt a little wobbly standing on one foot, you're not alone. But here's the truth most people miss. Balance isn't just about stability, it's about how your brain and body talk to each other. If you can't stand on one leg for 10 seconds without grabbing something, that could be your body saying, hey, we need to work on this before it gets worse. Carol and Nancy are both in their early 70s. Carol has always been active. She goes to a gentle yoga class twice a week and does stretching at home. She can balance well, even when she closes her eyes. Nancy, on the other hand, never thought about balance exercises. One day, she caught herself stumbling while reaching into a cabinet. That scared her. She brushed it off at first, but then it happened again while gardening. She started realizing her sense of balance wasn't what it used to be. Here's the thing. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury and loss of independence for older adults. And balance is something you can improve. Start small. Try standing on one leg while brushing your teeth. Walk heel to heel along a line on the floor, or join a Tai Chi or gentle movement class. The more you challenge your balance safely, the more your body adapts. Don't wait until a fall forces you to take action. Your body's warning signs aren't always loud. Sometimes they're a quiet wobble that you're tempted to ignore. Sleep quality. We all know sleep is important. But as you get older, sleep does more than just help you feel rest. It helps repair your body, restore your brain, and regulate everything from hormones to immune function. If your sleep is getting lighter, more restless, or shorter, that's not just annoying, that's your body telling you it needs help. Henry and Bill are a perfect example. Both are in their mid-70s. Henry goes to bed at the same time every night, avoids screens before bed, and wakes up refreshed. He feels sharp and focused during the day. Bill stays up late watching TV, wakes up several times a night, and feels foggy most mornings. He tells himself it's normal aging, but the difference is clear. His body isn't getting the full rest it needs to heal. Studies show that people who sleep poorly are at higher risk for heart disease, memory loss, and even early mortality. But the good news, like many things on this list, it can be improved. Stick to a bedtime routine. Avoid caffeine late in the day. Let your bedroom be cool and dark. Try natural sleep aids like chamomile or magnesium if needed. And make sure you get real sunlight early in the morning. It resets your internal clock. Don't wait until you're running on empty every day. Prioritize your sleep now so you can stay mentally sharp and physically strong later. You still with us? Oh, good, because we're just getting into the really important stuff. And hey, if you've made it this far, take 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We've got more videos coming your way that break down aging and health in ways that make sense, and your support helps us keep doing it. Sign 5, eating habits. Most people think of eating as a matter of taste or convenience, but the truth is how you eat in your 70s has a direct effect on your muscle mass, immune system, energy levels, and even brain health. If your appetite is shrinking, or if you're skipping meals without realizing it, this could be a red flag that your body isn't getting what it needs. Let's revisit Margaret and Susan. Both are 74. Margaret still enjoys her meals. She prepares fresh, balanced dishes, colorful vegetables, healthy proteins, and whole grains. She eats slowly, savoring her food. Susan, though, finds herself eating crackers for dinner or skipping breakfast altogether. She's not hungry much anymore, and cooking feels like a chore. What Susan doesn't realize is that her body is losing muscle mass because she's not eating enough protein. Her immune system is weaker, her metabolism is slower, and she's starting to feel more tired even though she thinks she's eating light. Eating well isn't about dieting, it's about fueling your body so it can function properly. Your cells need nutrients to regenerate, your bones need minerals, your brain needs healthy fats. So don't treat meals like an afterthought, make them a priority. Even if it's small, make it count. If your appetite is low, try smaller, more frequent meals with high nutritional value. Smoothies, soups, nut butters, protein-rich snacks. And if you don't enjoy cooking anymore, get creative. Batch cook once a week, use a meal delivery service, invite a friend to cook with you. Eating isn't just survival, it's connection, pleasure, and medicine. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to eat like your health depends on it, because it does. One last story, let me leave you with a quick story. There was a woman named Eleanor. She was 89 when she finally got around to painting. She had always loved colors, loved watching people paint on TV, but she told herself for years, I'm too old to start now. One day, her granddaughter gave her a cheap little watercolor set, and that day, Eleanor picked up a brush and started. She painted every single morning after that. At 91, her local library held a small show of her paintings. At 92, she started teaching a watercolor group at her senior center. When someone asked her what her only regret was, she said, "That I didn't start painting at 60." See, regret doesn't come from failure, it comes from waiting too long to even try. So whatever that thing is, walking more, reaching out to an old friend, sleeping better, cooking again, writing, creating, joining a group, don't wait, start now, start small. But start. It's never about how old you are, it's about how alive you are. Sign 6, handling stress. Here's something not enough people talk about. The way you handle stress in your 70s and beyond can shape how long and how well you live. Stress isn't just something you feel in your head. It shows up in your body. It affects your heart rate, your immune system, your hormones, your sleep, your digestion, everything. And the thing is, stress doesn't disappear with age. In fact, for many people, it can increase. Retirement, health scares, financial uncertainty, the loss of loved ones. These are real heavy things that hit hard in your later years. But it's not about avoiding stress. That's impossible. It's about learning how to respond to it. Let's talk about John and Richard. They're both 76. John has had his share of hardships. He lost his wife a few years ago. He went through surgery. He worries about money sometimes, but he's learned to adapt. He journals, he talks to his kids, he takes long walks to clear his head. When he's overwhelmed, he pauses, breathes, and centers himself. He doesn't bury his emotions, he processes them. Richard, on the other hand, bottles things up. He doesn't talk about how he feels. He watches the news constantly and ruminates on everything that could go wrong. A small inconvenience, like a late bill or an unexpected phone call, sends him spiraling. His blood pressure is high, his mood is low, and he's tired all the time, even though he barely does anything physical. See the difference? Chronic stress keeps your body in a state of fight or flight. That means your cortisol is always high, your body thinks it's in danger, so it starts breaking down muscle, storing fat, and weakening your immune defenses. Over time, this leads to real damage, memory loss, heart issues, and even accelerated aging. But here's the good news. Stress management is a skill, and like any skill, you can practice and improve it. Start small. Try 5 minutes of deep breathing in the morning. Take a walk with no phone, no distractions. Just let your mind breathe. Limit your news intake. Say no more often, laugh more, talk to someone. Whether it's a pet or a plant, connection matters. Stress will always be part of life, but the way you carry it, that's within your control. And managing it well could be the difference between surviving and thriving. Sign 7, social connection now. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked, yet most powerful predictors of longevity, human connection. It's easy to assume that health is all about physical fitness or nutrition, but study after study has shown that loneliness and isolation are just as dangerous as smoking or obesity. The truth is, we're wired for connection, and as we get older, maintaining those connections becomes even more important. Think about Eleanor and Barbara. Both women are 78. Eleanor keeps in touch with her high school friends. She's in a community choir. She volunteers once a week at the local library. A calendar is filled with simple moments of connection. Coffee with neighbors, phone calls with her children, an occasional Sunday dinner with friends. Barbara, on the other hand, slowly drifted away from her social circles. Some friends moved away, others passed on. Her children live in other states and are busy with their own lives. She spends most days alone, watching TV, reading, maybe going to the store, but there's not much conversation, not much laughter. Now, here's what the science says. People who stay socially connected tend to live longer, report better mental health, and have a much lower risk of cognitive decline. And no, you don't need to be a social butterfly or join a dozen clubs. Even a few meaningful connections, people who truly see you and care about you, can make all the difference. If you're feeling lonely or isolated, don't ignore that feeling. That's your body and mind asking for connection. Reach out to someone. Join a group, even online if you prefer. Send a text, call an old friend, say hello to your neighbor. Your brain needs more than books and puzzles to stay sharp. It needs people. It needs laughter, conversation, and connection, so feed it. Because staying connected isn't just good for the heart, it's medicine for your entire body. And while we're talking about connection, let's pause for a quick reminder. If this video is hitting home for you, hit that subscribe button and give it a like. It not only helps you stay in the loop for more content like this, but it also helps us keep making videos that truly serve and support this community. Thank you for being here. Now, let's keep going. Why this all matters. The regret most people over 75 share now that we've gone through the 7 signs. Let's bring it back to the big question. What is that one regret that 90% of people over 75 say they carry? It's simple. They wish they had taken better care of their body and mind sooner, not when it was too late, not when they were already in pain, not when they were already facing limitations, sooner. They regret ignoring the little things that now feel big. They regret brushing off small symptoms, weakness, poor sleep, loneliness, thinking they were normal parts of aging. They regret not investing in their health until they were already losing it. They regret not protecting their independence, their energy, their joy. And let's be honest, that's a hard thing to live with, because by the time you realize you should have walked more or eaten better or connected with others more often, you might already be facing real limitations. And that's when regret sets in. Not just for what you're missing now, but for the years you could have lived better. But here's the powerful truth. You are not too late. Whether you're 75 or 95, your body and brain still respond to care, attention, and small improvements. You still have time to change your story, to live the rest of your life, however long it may be, with energy, purpose, and pride. It starts with awareness, with noticing these signs, with doing the little things that build into something big. Take that short walk today. Pick up that hand gripper. Call that old friend. Get to bed an hour earlier. Eat something nourishing. Say no to that stress. Say yes to that connection. Because of this regret, it's avoidable, and you deserve better. The slow fade, what most people miss until it's too late. There's something that happens slowly, almost silently, as people move through their late 70s and into their 80s. It doesn't show up all at once. It doesn't ring any alarm bells. It's not a diagnosis or a big event. It's what some doctors and geriatric specialists call the slow fade, a gradual decline in small areas of life that add up to something big. It starts with skipping your morning walk. Then you stop cooking for yourself and opt for toast or cereal instead. You used to go out twice a week. Now it's once a month. You forget a few appointments. You start saying no more often, not because you're busy, but because you're tired, or it feels like too much effort, and before you know it, you've lost a piece of yourself. You're not as active, not as social, not as mentally sharp. It feels like something has been slipping away, but it happened so gradually that you didn't see it coming. That's the danger of the slow fade. It doesn't ask permission, it just happens. But you can interrupt it, you really can. The trick is to pay attention to the small things. Are you saying, I'm too tired more often than usual? Have you lost interest in meals? Do you avoid going out when you used to enjoy it? Those might seem like minor details, but they're signals. And when caught early, you can course correct. You can reverse the fade. So ask yourself, what have I stopped doing that I used to love? What small healthy habit have I let slide? That's where your energy starts to come back. When you reclaim the simple things, the daily routine that slowly drains you. Now, let's talk about a daily routine that's sneaky. It seems harmless. It might even feel comforting. But over time, it slowly drains your energy, dulls your mind, and shortens your future. It's this: doing nothing. We're not talking about intentional rest. Everyone needs rest. But doing nothing as a way of life is different. It's when your days start to blur together. You wake up, have coffee, watch TV, maybe scroll on your phone or tablet, have a snack, take a nap, watch more TV, and go to bed, rinse and repeat. And here's the thing, your body adapts to the life you give it. If you give it stillness, it becomes still. If you give it passivity, it becomes passive. Muscles weaken, bones become brittle, your brain starts firing slower, you lose resilience, the ability to bounce back after a cold or a fall or even a tough day. But the opposite is also true. Do you give your body motion? It adapts, it builds. You stimulate your brain, it gets sharper. Do you connect with others? You feel more alive. You challenge yourself just a little. You grow stronger, even in your 80s and beyond. So here's the shift. Instead of doing less to take it easy, do just a little more to stay engaged. Read something challenging, go outside, walk to the end of the block and back, water your plants, stretch, dance a little, sing a little, talk a lot. Don't let the easy routine steal your spark. Even small actions repeated daily create a life full of movement, joy, and strength. And hey, if you're still reading, that means you're investing in yourself. So let's take a second to remind you, if this has been helpful, please give it a like and hit that subscribe button. We put a lot of time into creating real, honest, uplifting content like this, and your support keeps us going. So thank you. Let's keep going. The mindset shift that adds years to your life. We've talked a lot about physical signs, habits, and routines, but let's zoom out for a moment and talk about something bigger. Your mindset. Because one of the biggest differences between people who thrive in their 70s, 80s, and 90s and those who struggle comes down to how they think about aging. There are two paths. Path one, you believe aging is decline. You expect to feel worse. You assume your best days are behind you. You start letting go of your interests, your curiosity, and your purpose. Path two, you believe aging is transformation. You stay curious, you try new things, you see every year as a chance to grow, explore, connect, and teach. You focus on what you can do, not what you can't. Guess which path leads to a longer, healthier life? You already know. Your mindset influences your body. People who view aging as negative are more likely to suffer cognitive decline. People who see aging as an opportunity stay mentally and physically healthier, even when facing real challenges. It's not magic, it's science. Your thoughts shape your biology. So here's a simple mindset shift. Replace the phrase, "I'm too old for that," with, "I'm just getting started." Try it. Say it out loud. It might feel silly at first, but those words are powerful. They signal to your brain and your body that you're still in the game, still curious, still alive in the best way. You don't have to climb mountains or write novels, but you do have to believe in your potential. That belief changes everything.